once again from Naha in Okinawa. As you can see, it's a bit of a rainy day today. It was raining a lot yesterday too. We were supposed to do some things, but it was just pouring it down, some storms. And today's our last day, so yeah, we're just going for it even in the rain. The forecast does show that it's gonna rain the entire day. So in our previous video, it was super beautiful. We went on a boat tour to some paradise islands nearby, and we were hoping to do some beach stuff in this video, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. However, we are walking to a beach on the coast that has a cool shrine, and we're obviously not gonna be like sunbathing and stuff, but I think it's still gonna look nice. And then after that, we're gonna head to some castle and a palace. And then I'll also be able to go over a bit of the history of the island, because in the previous video it was just like a paradise beach video. Didn't really talk much about Okinawa itself. The other side of paradise. The rain. So in the last video I also didn't show this city, Naha, which is the main city of Okinawa. This is where we arrived at the airport. Airport's only about a 10-minute drive away, so pretty close. Yeah, so I'll write down the name of this park. Not actually sure if we're going the right way. Wonder what that says. Got some other kind of statue over here. Looks like a ill or dead child. They did have the Okinawa War here in the World War, so I think there are places where you'll be seeing like statues related to that. Don't know if that was one though. This place is almost jungle looking, right in the middle of the city. Yeah, so it's a pretty unusual beach with like the big highway road right in front of it. But if you look at pictures of this place on a nice sunny day, like the water's absolutely beautiful. I think the shrine is on top of this cliff. We'll see if we can go to it. Bit ugly with that big construction, right?
Yeah, not the most beautiful beach I've ever seen because of that, because the water looks really good, but I guess they had to do it to build like a big road, I don't know.
Yeah, so on this island that we were on, I think the best beaches are further up north. So I think there it's more of a natural setting, but this is still a beach to go to if you're near Naha. Yeah, so it was just on top of that cliff. Looks like a nice little shrine. Naminoue Shrine. Don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Always see this at pretty much every single one. More dragons. I always thought dragons were like a Chinese thing. You see dragons everywhere in Japan too. Yeah, it's really beautiful though. These two in the traditional clothing. I really like how the Japanese still use the traditional clothing in a lot of the places. It's a cool statue. So there's actually a few little beaches. That's the first one I went to, the shrine. Looks like there's a big beach area here, all the way around here. It's pretty cool though. This looks just like Southeast Asia. I think this is like the limestone rock that you see in Southeast Asia. Didn't know they had that around here. Yeah, it's definitely a lot bigger, this beach. No way, it's actually on the sand, isn't it?
Yeah.
The highway road.
Yeah.
That shows you how safe Japan is in the majority of the places that we go. People just leave their stuff lying around. Could never do that in a lot of countries. We see people leaving their bikes around as well, unlocked. We've seen that in Tokyo. Yeah, I guess people just don't steal around here. Really nice to see. ended up getting into a taxi. They have an app here that's like Uber called Didi. And how much was it? 2,100?
Yes. I think it took around 25 minutes to get here.
Yep. And we come to Shuri Castle, which I think is like the #1 attraction on this island. It's a bit more busier here. It's a Sunday today. So already from the entrance, you can see just how impressive the castle looks. Didn't realize the walls would be like that. Wow, it goes way back as well, all the way there in the distance. So really a huge castle. This gives you an idea of how big the complex is. So we just went through that gate. We're here right now, but there's all of this. There's the palace. There's also some grounds outside the palace too. Kankaimon, and that's the name of this entrance here. Originally built in the 1500s. Burned down during the Battle of Okinawa in 1945. So when you're walking around like Naha and Okinawa, you'll see this kind of statue in front of a lot of the houses. The lion dog. So they believe that is like an island protector of the island. Hello. Looks awesome, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like really cool with the fort walls. I wasn't expecting it to be so big as well. It's really impressive.
Yeah, also looks beautiful with these like subtropical plants. Yeah, kind of different. We're kind of high up as well. I think we get even better views later on. A lot of tourists here now. Got another one of those cool lion dog statues. So we just got our tickets from the office right there. It's 400 per person, and now we're gonna enter the actual complex. Also got this leaflet. It says that it was constructed around the 14th century. It is a distinctively Ryukyuan castle, showing both Chinese and Japanese influences. So this is one of the dragon columns that withstood the fire. Wasn't damaged. Look at this beautiful little doorway with the tree in the middle. Don't know what's inside there. A tree. So unfortunately there was a big fire in 2019 and it destroyed the main palace, which would have looked like that. But I think they are reconstructing it, so in the future it'll be back. So I didn't actually know the main palace was destroyed until this morning when we looked at some recent reviews. But at least the grounds are super impressive either way. Oh wow, is that the restoration efforts?
Yeah, really impressive.
Yeah, I guess that's the roof back there.
I think so.
Looks like it's going to take a while still. Showing the kind of tiles. A lot of work. That's pretty cool, showing the different layers. Completely different type of rock beneath. Actually looks like coral. So maybe it's coral and then the outer layer like stone. Perfectly cut. Man, so it's raining pretty heavy now. I think we're at the highest point of the castle wall. You can see the other side of the city now. Before we were just looking over on that side. Man, I wish the palace was still here. Imagine that red palace there in the middle. Ah, check that out. Kudaka Island. So that land in the distance is a different island. I thought it was part of here. Yeah. Kudaka Island. So this island of Okinawa and the islands surrounding it have not always been a part of Japan. It was part of the Ryukyu Kingdom, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which was from 1429 until 1879, a completely separate country from Japan. And the people here are called the Ryukyuans. They have their own language, their own like culture, clothing, food, but they have been part of Japan since 1879, so now I think they have more similarities with Japan. So I'm not actually sure if amongst themselves they speak Japanese or if they speak their local language still. And during the Ryukyu Kingdom, they would trade with China, and apparently there was a time during the 1600s that Japan actually invaded here during the Tokugawa period, the famous Edo period, but they still let the kingdom be independent because at that time Japan and China wouldn't trade with each other. So I think they kind of used the Ryukyu kingdom to trade between them.
I want to come back when the restoration is finished to see. I think it will be even more impressive.
Yeah, and when the weather is nice. When the weather's nice and when it's restored. So I guess that's why the leaflet said the Ryukyuan architecture style is a bit of a mixture of Japanese and Chinese, since they would trade with both of the countries. Yeah, this would have been the ancient bathhouse. I don't know if they would have bathed in the warm water like in the onsens, but yeah, they would have bathed there in something. So there are other castles like this on the island. I don't think they'll be as impressive as this one, but this was the royal palace, so this is where the kings and the queens lived, at this castle, the most important one during that kingdom. Wow, look at this, more jungle-like scenery. Yeah, definitely love what we've seen in Okinawa overall, even though it hasn't been that much. Odo building for worshipping the Buddha was built in the middle of Lake Enkan in 1502. So that's this one here. Really beautiful setting with the fortified walls in the background. Says that it kept a Korean edition of Buddhist scripture, Hosatsu Zokyo, which was a gift from the Korean king in the late 15th century. So we've now come to Tamaudun Mausoleum, which is right next to the castle, just like a 6 or 7 minute walk. And this was built in 1501, and it was for the royalty, their burial grounds. So this was 300 per person to enter. Nobody here at this one for some reason. Quite a lot of people at the palace, but nobody here. So I read online that 17 of the kings are buried here, including the last king and also his son. His son was buried here in like 1920s, I think, the last person to be buried here. So this place is a lot smaller than the castle though. I think this is just about it. You're not allowed to go in the tombs. There's 3 big rooms overall, so 1 here and 2 there, but there is like an exhibition room at the office, so that's included too. And the leaflet says that here was also heavily damaged during the Battle of Okinawa with the Americans. I also read that 75% of the US army bases in Japan are in Okinawa. I don't know if it's just this island or the surrounding islands too. Man, these trees really are epic though. like the ones that we saw when we did the island tour in the last video. It's cool though that there's still things that you can do on the island, even on a rainy, bad weather day. It's not just strictly beaches only. The exhibition has many old pictures. Tamaudun before World War II, around 1935. Yeah, it looks pretty much the same as what we're seeing now.
But I think they reconstructed it.
Yeah, they did.
After the World War, it was like this.
Oh, was that the tomb door?
I think so.
Yeah, completely flattened on the top. Also got a portrait of one of the kings, King Shoshin. Yeah, so this was after the restoration, 1975. Pretty much how it is now. And it was like that. Yeah, it really was destroyed. Completely overgrown too. And it has the tombs inside. Since you're not allowed to go inside, I was actually wondering how it is. Is this how they look?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like a Buddhist monk. That's the first king, Shoen. So I'm guessing that must be from the 1400s. This one's kind of different for the queen. Probably the queen of King Shosei. Making our way to the city centre now, which is supposed to have a popular shopping street, also a market, the bars and restaurants, and it's only around like a 25 minute walk from where we're staying, so yeah, pretty close. Really enjoyed our location since it's near the port where we did the boat tour, and the weather at night in Okinawa is also amazing. I think it's around 22 degrees Celsius, so yeah, just the perfect temperature. That's like room temperature. I think it's kind of like this all year round. So up here you have the, I guess, train track, I don't know what you call it, like some sort of tram. It just went by, it was like super quiet though.
Yeah.
There it is. Oh, just a little sound. Looks pretty cool.
And from what we heard, the public transportation here is not as efficient as it is in Tokyo. But also there's not so many people here as in Tokyo, so maybe that's why. But we noticed that the taxis are cheaper here, so that's good. Not very expensive like we found it in Tokyo.
Yeah, and even our accommodation was way cheaper. I think that's also because you don't have the cherry blossoms here right now in this month. There is a cherry blossom season for Okinawa, but it's a lot earlier in the year, so yeah, we're not getting the cherry blossom prices like all the other places we've been going. So this is the main shopping street. It's called Kokusai Dori. Once again, it's going to be one of those places that when it's pitch black, it looks cool because of the lights. It already does look cool right now. And I think we're going to cut through there to the market. So I'm not sure if this walkway already counts as the market. It's called Makishi Market. But they're already selling loads of different things here. Food. Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying that it's not so crowded though. Like places like Tokyo are starting to get a bit overwhelming. The people dodging all the time. So that wasn't the public market, it's here now. Makishi Public Market. Oh, look at the size of these guys. I think that's still alive. These guys are definitely still alive. Me and Carol are actually allergic to shellfish, so this is just one big allergy for us. Wow, look at the size of that. Bigger than my hand. Look at this puffer fish too. Also massive. Multicolored. All sorts of different colours. Irish pub. Guinness. I wouldn't mind having a Guinness actually. That's a cool one. Similar to the kind of bar that you see in Tokyo, the izakayas. Yeah, these alleyways are super cool. Kind of indoor, this one now. Was outdoor before. Japanese bars are the best. I think it's the best bars I've ever seen on all our travels. Nice cozy bars. So we chose this place, pretty mellow. I like the style though. So me and my dad got an Okinawa beer. It's brewed in Okinawa, Orion. 350, I think that's the cheapest we've gotten in a Japanese bar. And these guys got wine, one red, one white. Good wine?
It's okay. Better than the ones we had before, isn't it?
In Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was 500. Okinawa beer. That's good beer. Nice taste. So we just ordered some beef liver, and then it turns out that it's raw. It's not cooked, with sesame on the top. So I've never had raw liver before.
Well strong. It's nice though, isn't it?
Yeah, I really like it. Yeah, interesting. It tastes better than I was expecting. So we're heading to another place now where we're going to get some more food and drinks. It's not far, it's just like a 7-minute walk away. We're back on that Kokusai Dori Street. So I think it's just down here. It's called Kokusai Food Village, I think. Yeah, I think this is the place that we were looking for. Okinawa Naha. So we chose this place this time. This one is kind of outdoor. Menu's in Japanese, but all I need is the picture. Looks like the beer is 500 this time, or 600. So judging by the taste of it, it doesn't seem like it's the Orion one. Seems to taste a bit different.
I think it is though. I think it's Orion.
It is Orion.
It says Orion.
It tastes different though, doesn't it? Yeah, weird.
A bit more creamy.
Yeah, I thought that too. What's that?
I think it looks like that Filipino thing they used to drink,
Calamansi.
calamansi.
But what else?
Nice.
Just alcohol?
No, it's not alcohol.
Oh, it's not alcoholic.
Oh, is that?
It is.
I can't tell the difference, which is bad.
Go drinking a bunch of those without knowing it's full of alcohol. See what happens. So Carol got this tempura. What is it, like a seaweed tempura?
Yeah, seaweed tempura. It was not easy to find non-meat option here, but this one is quite good. I like it.
Yeah, I got a bit. I really like the taste of it. And before I ate some sashimi, meat sashimi. Once again, it was goat. And really tasty. I've never had meat sashimi before. I usually get fish sashimi. So even meat sashimi is good. Just the portions are not very big, that's all. But yeah, this is delicious too. We're on our way back to the apartment now, and this is going to be it from Okinawa. Definitely really loved it here, the mix of Japan with the tropical island setting. And we're going to be heading back to the main island. We don't even know the name of the main island yet. I need to actually check out what the main island is called, where Tokyo is. And we're going to be doing the other famous sites like Osaka, Kyoto, Nara, maybe some other place. So that's what's coming up. If you like this video, just drop a like as usual. Subscribe to see more videos like this. Follow us on Instagram, and we'll see you in the next video.